What's up, everybody?
Oh,
Scott and AJ here, Gray Ghost Golf, and at That is Golfing. What is this, episode 4?
episode 4.
That's right.
We're
Being
making it like the four horsemen here, man. We're having a good time. Can't believe
nice.
we got to four already, huh? In
Right, right.
4 weeks.
Tomorrow's 4th of July. We have the day off, thankfully. Actually, I
Yeah,
guess
happy 4th of July, everybody. Happy 4th of
that's
July.
right. And thanks for all those overseas that are serving during this holiday or wherever you may be throughout the country and world. We appreciate it and our freedoms and everything, and then give us the freedom to play golf and do other things
Yep,
and spend time with
no
family.
doubt.
So we appreciate that. But
Well,
anyways, welcome on here. Let's get into some golf or 4th of July content or
well, let's start. Let's start. Since it's 4th of July, Scotty, I think we got to start talking. Let's start with 4th of July. I think it's a very underrated holiday. I love 4th of July. It's one of my
one
one
of
of
my
my
favorites.
one of my favorites. I enjoy it. So why
Hey,
don't
it's warm.
why don't you tell us, what are some of your traditions that you remember 4th of July? And I can go in a couple of mine and just
Oh
kind of
man,
talk about that a little
I got some good ones. So as some of you may know, I grew up in Kansas, so we had a lot of family around, so we'd always have family and friends over. But we grew up on a cul-de-sac, so what would happen? Speaking of golf, actually, the dads would go play golf, while the moms would stay home, make like old Jello pies, and fill up. The kids would fill up the old plastic pools with water, and we'd have water balloons. And like one year, we
bit.
had like 2,000 water balloons and probably over 20 pies. So we'd have a water balloon fight. Actually, we'd have a parade on our bicycles first after the dads got back from golf, and then we would have um, a pie fight, and then we'd have the water balloon fight to wash off the pies. So that was
Nice.
cool. One year we got a little ornery, shot some water balloons. A water balloon launcher kind of hurt a few people on accident, but and then another tradition we had it was my aunt and uncle have a lot of property, had a lot of property close by. You've been out to their property when you
Yep.
came
Yeah, it's a
out
great
to
place.
visit,
Great place.
like over 9 acres or something. Got a little pond, and what my uncle spends probably a couple $1,000s on fireworks, puts nails the little shoots or whatever to plywood, has flares to light them with, and just a good old day of good food and being with family and friends and shooting off fireworks. So that's probably my tradition. Taking a couple trips to the villages lately to play golf since I'm not back in Kansas anymore. So yeah, sometimes obviously, you know, golfing weekend day.
Yep.
So two.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
those are pretty much mine.
that's awesome. Yeah, mine has a lot to do. I grew up in Milltown, New Jersey, a little small town, right between, East Brunswick, New Brunswick, kind of central New Jersey. And they would always, every year, they would have the Milltown Parade, where they would have cars that would go by, and all these people would come out, the JC Club and everything, put this big parade on. All the kids would be out there. People would be throwing us candy all over the place.
Yep.
We'd line up right on Main Street, old school Main Street. Everybody would just line up right on Main Street. We go to the parade. Then we were lucky to grow up with a pool in our backyard. And Scott, you've been to the
Oh
old
yeah.
house back in Milltown, and we had a lot of fun there. So we would have family that would come over, and friends would come over, and we would be just hanging out at the pool, grilling out burgers and hot dogs, just outside, having just a great time. And then at night, we'd always head down to the Milltown Borough, and the Milltown Borough would shoot off a great, amazing fireworks show. So we would watch those. When the older we got, there were some other cocktails instead of the sodas that we would have that we would go down there with. But it was a great tradition that we always had. I always loved 4th of July because we were always home.
Yep.
Mom was a teacher, so she was always home anyway, but dad would always have the day off, and we would just have a great time. You'd be done with school, done with Little League and playing travel ball at the time, but everybody would have that day off, and it was just a great time to get together to see everybody and celebrate the 4th. So it was always one of my favorite. We would always have mom would make a red, white, and blue Jello mold, and we'd have like whipped cream in the middle. It was such a good time. We really enjoyed it. And now we played some golf, but one of the traditions now, what we do with our kids is we go to a fireworks show that's kind of in one of our good friends' neighborhoods. And I'm telling you what, you talk about a good fireworks show, Scott. We're gonna have to bring you up next year for it. We
Nice.
just came from it tonight, and it is like, I mean, they spend like $8,000 on these fireworks. They set them off with computers.
Oh,
So
nice.
they don't even use flares. But it is a big fireworks show. Hey, I'm going to be putting some of the stuff on my YouTube shorts here in the next day or two. So take a look at those fireworks. They're really, really good. They put it to music and everything like that. So
That's cool.
the kids really love it. They have a good time with it. And, so we're starting to build a tradition with them, which is really, really nice. But, the thing I remember the most is family, friends, fun, being outside, and that's always a great thing. And it's just a great holiday. I think it's a very underrated holiday. I don't think a lot of people, it's
Yes.
not like Christmas or Easter or something like that, but
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Thanksgiving. But this it's one of my favorite ones to just be outside, and having a great time. You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly. I all agree there, and the good food. So, and I'm a warm weather person, so it's warm. Sometimes too hot, but I,
Sometimes too hot. Today was really nice out there. We had practice today for our travel, our all-star softball team earlier, and then we're able to head over to the
but you
park.
won't
So
hear me complain about the heat as much. Tomorrow, we're having some people over the house, and I'm hooking up a little Mister kit to the tent. So, we'll
yeah,
see how it goes. Yeah. So, yep.
we
Anyway,
are actually gonna surprise the kids and wake them up early, throw them in the van, and we're gonna head to Dollywood for the day. Uh,
nice. It'll be fun.
we've got somebody who's gonna come out, let out the dog and stuff like that, so we don't have to worry about her and hang out here for the day. But kids have no idea. We're gonna surprise them, and just head that up. So I'll take some pictures and stuff like that, maybe a couple videos up there. But it's gonna be a nice day to spend with the family, and that's what's the most important thing, during these
Cool.
holidays.
Cool. So, what do you got this week as far as golf? I know what you
Well,
played Greensboro National on
played Greensboro National.
Saturday or Sunday or
Played on
whatever.
Saturday. Played with cousin Alex and one of our other buddies, Ned. Um, and it was warm out there. We played at 12 o'clock, so it was a warm day. They sent us off the back nine, which was fine. Doesn't really matter what nine you start off of. But I think the Ranger, and this is one thing I want to talk to you about. When Rangers talk about their course, a lot of times they
Oh yeah, they
they
over
sometimes
exaggerate.
exaggerate a little bit.
That happened to us in the villages,
They
or not in
did.
the villages, but El
El Campeon,
Campeon.
El Campeon.
The guy
Uh,
over exaggerated the greens, and they
well,
were slow as
uh,
heck.
a couple things. We've been really, really dry here in North Carolina, so it's been really dry. We haven't had a lot of rain, so the course was a little firm.
Mhm.
Thinking, and they had bent grass greens, so my thought was they're going to be pretty fast. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The Ranger was like they're running the fastest they've ever run. They're running at an 11, and I was like, great, this is awesome because we played TPC Tampa Bay, and they were an
Right.
11. They were a
Right.
true 11 when
Least.
we played there, at least an 11. So I got to the first hole and I hit my putt and I was like, there is zero chance these are an 11. Are you kidding me? It took us like 4 holes to kind of get it
Jeez.
out of our head that they were an 11, that they were not an 11. And if you know Greensboro National, greens are really, really big. I
Yes.
probably struck the ball better than I struck the ball um, all year. I hit 12 green, 12 of 18 greens. I hit I think 11 of 14 fairways. I think I lost one ball. I put it in the water. Which I mean it was just a one bad shot I had, which really hurt. I could sit there and tell you that I have 8 strokes that I left on the golf course. There's no doubt about it. I had 5 3 putts, Scotty. 5 3 putts.
Yeah.
So just to let everybody know, the TaylorMade Spider is out of the bag this week. It's out of the bag, and we're going back to the old Odyssey that I got in 2003, the white hot Odyssey. Put a new grip on it, and we're gonna put her back in the bag this week when we play. But course is in good shape. I wouldn't say it's the best course to play. It's not my favorite one to play.
Yeah, I'll kind of second. It's nice. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
as
I
I'd
think
rather play
they're
Bryant Park like we did the week
Oh
before,
yeah, yeah. And
or
they're putting a lot of money into the course. The clubhouse is really nice, and
nice.
they have GPS on the carts, which is awesome, and they work really well. So they're putting the money back in the course. Rates are a little expensive, I think. I think especially on a prime time, that's why we played a little later. But the greens are really big, and I mean it's a course you have to think around, and
Yep.
if you go on the wrong spot on that course, you can lose some balls and you can get in some trouble. And it
Right.
was a
There's some
frustrating
nice.
day for me because I was striking the ball so well, and I shot 83, and there are 8 shots I left on the course, and I
Uh,
should have been a 74, 75.
yeah, I feel so bad for you shooting an 83. Jeez, that's
Well, it was a little frustrating round for me,
that's rough.
but
That's rough.
but it is what it is. But no,
With some
but
three putts, okay. Yeah.
yeah. close the book on Greensboro National. You know, if you ever get up there in the north of Greensboro and you want to play a course, it's not a bad one to play. I would definitely play a little later in the afternoon just because I think the price is a little steep in the mornings. And I think pays about 75 to $80. I don't know if I'd want to pay that there. I think it's just a little much. But you know, everybody was really nice there, and I mean, it's a course you can definitely go out and score at. So
Yeah. Now the one we're playing this week, I think we both like better. So we
I
got
do.
two foursomes going out this week on Saturday at a good old Oak
Yes.
Valley, the Arnold Palmer course in Clemens.
Yep.
Of course,
Advance.
Advance.
Yeah.
Course I've actually shot in the 80s at once or twice.
I
And
think the
both,
one time you beat me was out here,
yeah,
Scotty.
I beat you out there. Yeah. My
Yeah.
wedges were on. That's why.
Yeah, we
Wedges
had
and
a good day
putting.
that day. I remember we both shot in
But
the mid-80s that
it's
day.
not a easy course.
Ooh.
But you can also score well if it's not a course that you want to use your power. You want to think.
Yeah.
In my
Well,
personal opinion, you gotta you got the one dog leg on the front nine. It's probably hole number
7.
7.
Yep. Yep. Oh,
Because if you take
well,
too far of a drive, you're in the woods.
right's water,
Right,
left's water.
water. So you almost either got to take an iron or a short 3 wood, put it, or even a hybrid, put it out on the, kind of maybe left edge of the fairway, and then you have
Got a hard second.
hard second because you might have to lay up. If not, you got to really crank it to get up on the green.
Yeah, well, yeah, getting it to the green is really tough. You know,
Right.
the water goes all the way down the right side, and then cuts in front of the green a little creek in front of the green.
Great
Uh,
hole, but it's
so
tough.
it's like 560 yards, and it is a hard dog leg right. I mean, you're kind of coming back up the hill a little bit too. It is a very difficult. If you get out of par with, if you get away with a par on that hole, you've done a
Oh
really
yeah,
good job. But,
especially
couple
the
of
first
just
shot
let me
because you've got
before we
the
get yeah, before we get into more holes, let's talk about the course a little bit.
that's
I
right,
got the
that's
metrics
right.
here for you, buddy. So built in 1995 by none other than Arnold Palmer. It is the only signature Arnold Palmer course that's public in the Winston-Salem area. So
I didn't know that.
really, yep, only one in the Winston-Salem area. It is semi-private, so they do have members that come out there. They have a really great deal, actually. No initiation fee. But it's a semi-private club. Was rated 4 stars by Golf Digest when it opened up. Was an old dairy farmland. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Yeah. So old dairy farmland. Water is on 14 holes and they have 44 bunkers. They got bent grass greens and they got the Bermuda fairways and rough. From the tips, you're playing 7,058 yards at a rating of 74.0 and a slope of 134. Okay. From the blues, which what we usually play is 6,684 yards, rating of 71.9 and a 127 slope. And then you have whites, which is 6,036 yards with a 69.1 rating and a slope of 122. And they also have the red tees, which measures out at 51.97. So you have
Nice.
4 sets of tees you can play there. I have played the blacks there. I've played the blacks there before when I was a little younger, and it's a little bit of a grind. You can take driver a little bit more, but you know, you made a great point about that 7th hole there. You know, the first hole they open up, it's a really pretty easy hole. Kind of comes up the hill and back down.
Right.
And
Even
that's
if you
pretty,
slice it, as long as you don't slice it too much,
yep,
you're
that's not a bad hole. The
right.
second hole is a par 5, and you have to be careful because there's out of bounds left and there's water right. So you got to hit a straight drive there, but not the hardest hole. The third hole is one of my nemesis holes here
Oh
in
yeah.
Salem.
And the black snake hole twice.
Black snake hole a couple times. It is a long par 4, measures about 430 yards, 425 yards. It's an iron off the tee because you can hit it into the water that's out there on the right side.
Right.
There's water on the right. There's water on the out of
Houses on the left.
tight. And then you had the second shot, the approach shot. You're hitting a long iron into a narrow green that runs long or runs away from you. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
everything slopes down to the water. It is a very difficult hole.
Right.
Last time I played there, I walked 9 holes, and I went par bogey par, and I was sitting there and I was licking my chops because you can get through those first 3 holes. It really gets a lot easier
Yeah.
coming back in a little bit, and then I like doubled 4, which is one of the easiest holes on the course.
Right.
I doubled 5, I bogeyed 5, which is another short par 4.
And you have the par
I
three.
didn't bad, but I was like ready to go on this course, and I lost a little concentration. fourth hole's an easier hole, fifth hole's an easier hole, sixth hole's an easy par three. They all pretty much have water on them, but they're kind of out of play if you play smart. And then we get to your seventh hole, which is kind of your nemesis hole because you've been
Yeah.
all over there on that one, which we talked a little bit about. And 8 and 9 aren't bad. Back nine's I think there's a little more dog legs on the back nine. You got
Yep.
one on 10's an iron hole, 11's a par three, 12's a dog leg up the right up the hill, 11's
Right.
a hard dog leg left, 12's a hard dog leg left. You know what I mean? Or
No, I think I like the back nine better though, as far as the layout is probably tougher in my opinion. But I mean, in general though, the whole course is a good layout. I like it.
I agree. I
Yeah,
think I think they're I think the par fives here on this course are probably some of the hardest. The if you
yeah.
put I'd put these four par fives up against any four par fives on a course
Hmm.
in difficulty because you're a lot of times you're not hitting driver off the par five, or if you are,
Yeah,
you have to be straight. You know what I
right,
mean? The
right.
last part, the 18th hole, I think is
Oh yeah,
another hard hole. It's like a small landing area. There's a double creek that kind of runs around and water to the right. And it's a small landing area, and if you, it's like 275 to the far water.
right.
Um, yeah, so
Don't shank your drive on the first shot like I did last time, or
yeah,
you're screwed. And then your second shot, if you
you
shank
got
it
to
too,
go up the hill. You're going back
yeah,
up the hill to the
up
clubhouse.
the
So
hill.
it is a
If you get to your second shot, you're usually pretty good after that because
yeah.
it's just straight up the hill after that.
Yep. But it is a great course. They have a nice clubhouse there.
Mhm.
People there are really really nice. The rates are good. The houses along there are really awesome. We actually when we were moving to the Winston Salem area, we looked at a house there that we wanted to buy. It just was a little bit out of our price range at the time, so we weren't able to get it. But they got some beautiful houses there, and
Oh
um,
yeah.
it's always in good shape. One thing about Oak Valley, which I'll tell you about, in the fall they let that rough get thick.
Oh
And
yeah. Big time.
you'll
You'll
lose
lose
balls.
balls.
Like you better watch it. The blade of grass it's going into, you better
And
find it
then
because it's
what is
down
it?
in that road.
Number nine, if you go too far right, you're looking for your ball in the driving
At the
range.
driving range, yeah, that may be, yeah, that's one of those balls that we may want to bring a different color ball out just in case because they're all white driving range balls. So,
Right. But
but
no, it's a good course, decent clubhouse. It's you can sit there, have a drink or
yeah,
afterwards.
sit
Uh,
outside. They have a nice little area outside that they have
doesn't
out.
really have a lock room unless you're a member, I think, but
Yeah, yeah,
just got the restroom at the turn and some food. But
yeah.
I love that course. I wish it was a little closer for me. It's about 10 minutes down the road for you now, but
Yeah, I've played it. I've played it
an
a
hour.
good amount since I've
Right.
been back because it is a really fun course to play, and it's always in good shape. They always take care of it, and they always take care of you out there. And being able to play a signature Arnold Palmer course is you don't get to do that every day. So being able to play great courses like that,
And
you
he
want.
played he played college golf here locally at
Lake
Wake.
Forest. Yeah. And he's done some other private courses that he's renovated and he's done here, but the only signature public course in the Winston-Salem area,
And
which
you
is
know my story with him. Well, actually, my dad's story. My
that
dad
story.
played golf with him at Bay Hill, his signature course, his home course. Super nice guy. We were on a spring break trip when I was younger. Drove there from Kansas with another family. My dad and the father of the other family were up in the clubhouse one day. Arnie and his buddies were up there about ready to go out, and just being the nice guy he was, asked my dad and the other guy if they wanted to go out. My dad's terrible at golf, but loves it. And my dad said no. I'm like, dude, even if he played a hole and said, "Hey, I'm done," he'll never get that back, unfortunately. But Arnie and his wife would ride their bike by our condo in the morning, say hi. Just a super nice guy. Wish I would have got to meet him personally, but always heard good things about him. I kind of compare him and Jack Nicklaus, just
Yeah.
pretty class act guys. But
Arnie was like one of the first true ambassadors of the game.
right,
If you go out there, you can look at Bobby Jones and you can look at some of those guys back there. But I mean, Arnie's Army, like one of the true ambassadors of the game, really engaged with the crowd. You know what I mean? Was out there, was talking to people, was smiling, shaking hands, high fiving. Just a true ambassador of the game. So being able to honor his legacy by keeping these courses up and playing them, I mean, it's really cool. And it's fun. And he was a great designer. I like his car. We've played a few of them down in Myrtle Beach. I know Paulie's playing, not Paulie's Plantation, but
right.
the
True.
Beach National,
No. Yeah, yeah.
Myrtle Beach Nationals were
Yep.
done by him. And he's done some really good. Was Gillette Ridge done by him up in
Yes, Gillette Ridge in Connecticut, where we
Connecticut?
played
He played out
we're
there.
in torrential rain.
Yeah, so that one was done by him. I mean, the designs are fantastic, and I really enjoy them. So being able to play them is always fun. Always
Yeah,
fun.
real quick before we get off here, what are your thoughts about the end of that tournament this past week? And I wish what's his name would have kind of made that wouldn't have three putted the 18th hole because I think
Akshay
he
Bhatia, yeah.
yeah, I actually speaking of Wake Forest, I think he's a Wake Forest grad too, if I remember correctly. I
I'm
think he
not
played.
sure. I'm
Well,
not
I'll look
sure.
that up
Yeah.
while you
Um,
finish up,
you
but
know, it's I didn't get to watch a lot of it this weekend because we were busy doing stuff and we played our own round and everything like that. And um, I'm kind of getting ready for the Open Championship here. I really enjoy you'll see I'll be sending text messages to you at about 2 o'clock in the morning when that opens. I get up and I come to my basement or my and I'll put it on and get some breakfast and really enjoy it. But didn't get to watch a lot of it. I do like the Rocket Mortgage. I think it's a really good event. I know Ricky was able to get off the schneid last year and win, but I really wanted to see Akshay. I like the guy. I think he's a really good. He's 22 years old, man. He's a
yeah,
young, long, lengthy, and that guy can hit the ball far, man.
yep.
But
Looking, I think it's actually he resides in Wake Forest, North Carolina. So I don't know if he actually. I don't think he maybe didn't
yeah,
play college golf there, but
right.
he could have. I could have been wrong, but I don't see where he played
But
college like that. But anyways,
the nice thing I liked about the tournament was, I mean, look at the bunched up leaderboard. I mean, you had like
right,
4 or 5 guys that were right there the whole time. But,
right,
you know, congratulations to the winner. I know he has a great story.
yeah.
Uh, I forget it was a Rod. What was his name? Who won that tournament?
Uh, was it
Cam. Yeah, Cam Davis.
Cam Davis? Yeah,
Cam Davis won. That's right. Cam Davis won. But from Australia, great player in his own right, and congratulations on to him. I know he's getting ready for the President's Cup. He's gonna
yep.
probably made the President's Cup team now. That's gonna be interesting to see. That's coming up in Canada this year.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that's where it's at.
yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
cool.
it's in Canada, so that'll be cool. That'll be cool to see. But no, just wanted to wish everybody a happy 4th of July, and we appreciate you guys all, tuning into us and watching us and listening to us. These two guys just talk and BS about some golf and everything like that. And subscribe to our pages at Grey Ghost Golf and at That Is Golfing.
That's right. And everybody have a good, fun, safe Fourth
Safe,
of
definitely.
July. Don't do anything stupid, and we wanna hear from you next week. So
Yep, yep,
be-
yep. So be
enjoy it.
safe
Enjoy
out
your time
there.
with friends and family. But we appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. Follow us for more. We really appreciate the support. Thank you all.
See you guys soon.